Welcome Capricorn Aquarius to your end of the month reading for July. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Welcome back all subscribers and anyone new to my channel. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's see what's going on with you. Get straight into your energy over here. This energy is what you are thinking and feeling. And for any of you who are new, please like and subscribe if you like this. World upside down. Okay, and now we're going to clarify on the world with an oracle card. This oracle card has a big job. It's not only going to clarify on the world in reverse, it's also going to clarify on the entire reading. So, okay. Clarify on the world, please. Oops, there we go. Suffering in silence. So the suffering in silence card is pretty much just telling us that this entire reading, plus clarifying on the world being an ending, is pretty much just telling you that it's finally time to let go. Those things that are limiting your belief system, if anything that's negative, it is time. This is allowing the issues in your life to become bigger than they really are. Your mind has been going through all kinds of cycles of thinking. It's kind of like the Nine of Swords. It's like you're trapped in fear, you're in this mental state, and it's time now for you to trust, not only within your soul, but within your mind, to let things go, take the action. Okay, trust that your soul and the power of spirit will grasp you firmly by the hand and guide you out, taking the first step towards your healing. And just like it says, is the world there? Let it go. Okay. Let go of the mental distress. Okay, so whether it's in a love relationship, any relationship, with people, situation, job, however it is, this card is just allowing you to realize really that you have value. Okay, and that you need to have the self-love. So by letting go of these issues, it's going to bring in some self-worth and some self-love. Protecting yourself from a broken heart. Don't build walls because you're suffering in silence. Even if you've been wronged, it's time to let those things go. It's time to venture out. Take a few risks. Okay? Get out there. Get into that world. Let the world end. Let that end so that you can have a new chapter in your life. Letting go of any kind of mental state of mind, emotional state of mind. Okay. Getting straight into the present, which is the situation, the near past, and the near future. Figure out what's going on here. Spiritual union upside down. Finding the balance within yourself. In the near past, there was self-sacrifice upside down. And the new beginnings upside down, which is the same as the world card. Saying that this is time to end. Time to let things go. Feeling like things have done what you're supposed to, they're supposed to do. In the near future, you have the foundations and achievements, which is the manifestation card. This is the Four of Wands with the Magician is the way I like to see it, because it really is a law and attraction card. And it literally is showing with the Four of Wands in there that you are going to law and attract with your firm foundations, with passion. Looking for the passion within yourself to go to higher places. Looking out at this rainbow. Very beautiful. And using the third eye chakra of I can see, using that higher intuition. Okay, so got 6 cards here. We have a lot of twos. A lot of twos. So you have 9, which is, of course, the end, right? It's the ending, and this is the ending, which has become the beginning, right? And then you have the 2 of the balance, 2 of the spiritual union. So lots of 2s, lots of 3s, lots of cooperation, lots of knowing what you need to go for. Spirit really wants you to know that, yes, it is time for new beginnings. It's time for you to end this. And not only that, but you know it. You know it because this is your energy. Time to free yourself. Self-sacrifice. Why didn't you take a self-sacrifice in the near past? Why didn't you do it? Why? Because of 2 of Cups. You were holding on to this love. You were trying your hardest. You didn't want to self-sacrifice because you did not want to let go of this love, this communion, whatever this is. Okay, you did not want to let it go. So knowing that you're not going to let this go, you were saying, I don't want to self-sacrifice. Okay, because if the self-sacrifice was the right side up, you would have been letting it go. You'd have been making more room to receive more. Okay, more from the world, more transformation, more wisdom, more gratitude, more enlightenment, but you didn't do it. I feel like because you were suffering in silence, and because remember, this is the overall card, you didn't want to let that go because you really were hoping that the situation around you would, change. It would change itself. You were waiting patiently, is what I believe, for this situation to change. Clarify on the 2 of Cups. Ace of Wands. You were continuing to take action. In fact, if anything, you were trying to make a new start. Instead of self-sacrificing to let go, to make room for the new change, you were trying to change things for your own initiative, trying to do things to empower this relationship on a different scale, trying to make new beginnings with this person. 7 of Cups, yeah, making new options. Maybe you were even offering more options, giving yourself more opinions about how things were going to work. Maybe you were assuming, a lot of assumptions going on, assuming that if I did this and I did that, then there would be more options. We could fix this. That's what it really feels like. Instead of letting it go the way you knew you should have let it go, you just were trying to fix it. You were stuck inside your head. You just did not want to do so. With the Hangman, there it is, knowing that this is the end. Understanding that this is the end, knowing now that it's not moving the way you want it to move. This relationship was totally no movement. It's definitely just hanging around and making you hang around. And in fact, it's making you hang around thinking. What are you thinking? Suffering in silence. 5 of Swords. You guys could be dealing with a Pisces. Okay, for some of you. 5 of Swords. Having the realizations and the resolutions that this is the end. There's nothing now that you can do. You've tried so hard. You've brought in all these new options, all these new opportunities, trying to do all these things with this person, and it's not happening. And if it's not a person, it could be a job, whatever your situation is. For me, it really looks like love. Hoping and praying and now doing some healing. You're trying to heal. You're trying to see clearly. You're trying to open yourself up to have the understandings of what's going on. Maybe you even knew that if you would have self-sacrificed, then maybe you wouldn't have done this. But I don't really 100% believe that for any of you. I think you really, really wanted this to happen. And I think that over here with the self-sacrifice upside down, you were not seeing it as clear as you should have. Queen of Swords coming in. There you are. Now it's making you cold, a little bitter. You might even be giving them the cold shoulder. Because now you can see clearly that this is not going to happen. So you may have even ghosted them. With the Queen of Swords over here, that's that cold shoulder. So yes, you may have ghosted them because you didn't have any other opportunities to do anything. This was the way you escaped the 7 of Swords. And maybe you didn't even 100% escape them. Maybe you're just escaping within your mind. keeping the cold shoulder, keeping the distance away from them, escaping in your own, you know, like I said, in your own mind. So, okay, so maybe, like I said, you haven't even really gone anywhere yet. Spiritual union over here. This is how you got to this area, of course. So the spiritual union upside down, you don't see this going the way you want it to go right now. You know that it's done. It's done. The spiritual union is upside down. There's not enough love in this relationship to keep it going. Even though you tried so hard to keep it alive, it's not going anywhere. King of Wands coming in. You could be dealing with a fire sign. Could have even been dealing with another air sign as well. But pretty much what I really see is either you're dealing with a Pisces or a fire sign. Could be, you know, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. They're mad. They're mad. Not sure. We'll get to that in a second. Why are they so mad? They're acting intolerable. There might even be immature, acting selfish. They're mad, however you want to see that. Not acting like themselves about this relationship. You know, it's like, okay, so now you're going to act immature in this relationship. Maybe this is what brought the whole relationship down to begin with, was that they're intolerable. They were immature. Maybe they were too impatient. They couldn't do things the way you wanted things to go. Take it how it resonates. However it is whether or not this is what they were in the past and they're now acting like that in the present. It could be a huge possibility. But no matter how it is right now, they're being very intolerable about this relationship. Acting very childish, having the Page of Pentacles come up. You have this realization that the communication with them is either needs to be balanced or it's not balanced. You're looking for balance. I also believe that you're watching them act like children. You're watching them act like a brute. However, this King of Wands is for you, because a King of Wands can be very intolerable, very brutish, very impatient, very childish, immature. So however it is, it feels to me like you're watching them. But with the Page of Pentacles over here, it's not just, you know, it's like it's expected. Yeah. It's almost like you expected them to act this way. So maybe this is how they've been in the past. Maybe you thought that you could save this if you could make them mature or make them more happy or give them more options or however it is. But it's almost like you're watching them be this person, but it's expected to you. You have the realizations. Yeah, I see how you're acting. And this is where the love no longer exists. And you're like, I have to do something. And maybe it is because you don't see them really loving you the way that you were loving them. And that's why you were holding so tight to the relationship. And you're saying, no, this is not going to be this way. And mind you, it could be vice versa too. It could have been them trying their hardest. But is that why, if it was vice versa, was that why, though, you still didn't take a self-sacrifice? Was because you watched them try so hard to save the relationship, even though they're acting immature? So it's definitely going to be different for everyone. But definitely not seeing the love. Maybe you're not seeing the love the way you used to see the love. You're noticing that it's gone. It's gone. And it even makes me feel like with the ending over here, with the realizations of knowing and getting out of the suffering in silence and understanding the things that are going on around you, you're taking this transformation to say, yes, you know, I've suffered in silence over this relationship, this situation too long. I am getting out. I'm taking the loss. And maybe even this loss was a little chaotic for them. They didn't like it. And maybe that's why they're brooding and acting childish. They're like, what do you mean you're leaving? Well, I'm leaving because I've tried everything with you and nothing worked. I was going to self-sacrifice everything for you, but I've decided I'm not going to self-sacrifice that way. I didn't because I really wanted to save this. And I think that in some ways you knew that when you had the clarifications of what's going on, especially over here, that you probably knew you should have just self-sacrificed and said, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to leave this. But that to you would have been self-sacrificing a love. Somebody you cared for. You didn't want to do that. When this time you're walking away, you're saying, I'm sorry, this is over. This is a complete loss. I'm walking away from you, and it's the perfect timing for me to get myself balanced. It's the perfect time for me to take the loss that I need to get back to where I need to be. And you're looking for better change. Changes within your whole, I'm going to say existence, because it's really how it feels. Like, because then you can get your mental back together, you can get your emotions back together, you can start the healing process. And with this sitting next to the star over here, it just makes me think, yeah, where I needed to heal and have clarity in the past, I now can have the Wheel of Fortune and start the healing process at the perfect timing to walk away. Having the realizations with the Devil upside down, I feel you're not holding any grudges. I don't think you, at this point, that I don't believe that you could really 100% hold a grudge, because you're still trying to heal. You're still trying to figure out how it went wrong. Why didn't this work? Too much in your head at this point, I believe, for most of you to not be able to hold a grudge. I do not see any grudges. No, because you're trying to get yourself strong like the Emperor. You're too busy trying to get your strength back. Too busy trying to take, new risks, do new things for yourself, trying to get away from this energy. Excuse me. Foundations and achievements over here is, I'm going to go out there and get the foundations and achievements for myself. I'm manifesting these. I'm looking at what I want. I'm dreaming about them. I know, and I have the passion to do things for myself. Definitely going to be a new challenge for you. It is going to be a new challenge, and you're standing your ground as well. And you're standing your ground, what I believe, for these foundations, these achievements, these things that you're passionate about. And yes, it will be a challenge. Coming up with the King of Pentacles, here you go. Now you're getting into your earth energy. And you're saying, you know what, I'm challenging myself so that I can get out there, be prosperous, and be the person I want to be. I want to be more self-assured. I want to get away from this energy. Letting go of things that no longer serve me. Being the person that I want to be. Having more self-confidence and having the strategy, and sitting on top of the challenge card, it could totally be telling you, hey, don't worry. Okay, the only challenge you have right now is balancing, the power within yourself. That confidence, that strength, strategizing on how you're going to do new things. And that's good though, because it's going to give you the influence to want to get out there and do things. It's going to want you to embrace all the challenges. So yeah, this challenge that you're bringing on for yourself is not a negative. It's a good thing. You're challenging yourself. In the near future, it's, Five of Wands upside down. No more fighting within your own mind. I think this is a lot of mind. A lot of mind and a lot of emotion. Or two in one. Or one or the other. However you want to see it. A lot of times mind and emotion go together, right? So however it is, I'm not battling this anymore. I'm finding out how I'm going to do things. I'm pushing myself away from this. It's like you got yourself boxed in. You got yourself into a tight spot, and now you're pushing yourself out of that. And I really believe that in a lot of ways it's energy. You try to put yourself into this little box, and now you're going to push those, those flaps open. And that's okay, because it's also, you might have been, like I said, with the world upside down, you might have also, remember, been protecting yourself from a broken heart, putting those walls up, hiding yourself. Not wanting to do this anymore. And if you did put up the barriers, because the Five of Wands is putting up those barriers, if you did put up barriers, then remember, it's okay, because now you're pushing through those barriers, getting rid of that box you're in, tearing down those walls, taking the risks to get out there. Someplace over here where you didn't want to take risks anymore and you just kind of hid. You're saying, I'm not doing that anymore. And I feel like that's where it was over here. You started here in the near past. Because remember, you were giving kind of the cold shoulder, kind of hiding out as the Queen of Swords and kind of escaping. But then the escape was kind of like in your mind. Escaping the reality that's around you. Even though you weren't really I don't believe you really were 100% going anywhere at that time. And now you've actually left. But I do believe you still had walls up. You still had your barriers up. Now you're saying, no, I need to tear those down. I need there we go, the Fool. I need a leap of faith. I need the biggest change. I need to change this. I need to challenge myself in other areas. I need to let these walls down. I need to get out there with confidence and charisma and knowing that other things are great for me. And I don't need to be in this energy. Using that third eye chakra, awakening that intuition. When you become this Fool and you take this leap of faith, your intuition is just going to I don't know, I just feel like it's just going to drown you. Okay, because it's just going to wake up and it's just really now where you were clear here, you know, and where you were clear here is not anything compared to this third eye chakra, because this is the I can see through the storms. I can see through the suffering and silence. I can see where everything was. I can see how I was hiding myself away. I can see how I was tiptoeing away, you know, around my partner. I can see the things that were going on, you know, and maybe just tiptoeing through life, you know, kind of like that tiptoe through the tulips. I don't want to step on anything. I don't want to do anything, because if I do, it's going to bring on another challenge, and I don't want any more challenges. Right. So no, you're totally awakening, and now you have the moon coming out. The moon is illuminating everything for you. And that's really showing that third eye opening, using that intuition. And it's the perfect time. It's the perfect time because you have the Justice coming out, and it's the perfect time for you to be aware of the balance and the justifications that you have coming at you. For some of you, this may have ended up in a divorce, and you might be waking up saying, you know what? I can't handle this anymore. We're getting divorced. And maybe in the near future, that's when you decide that's it. I can't handle this anymore. You know, and I'm divorcing you. Okay, so yeah, paperwork will be signed. Justification will be done. I've woken up to understand this could never be salvaged, and I'm just done. And this is going to bring you into that Queen of Pentacles, 100% your own energy. This is a Capricorn card, the Queen of Pentacles, knowing. Now you're saying, I can see that I can be nurturing to myself and that I don't have to sit in this energy. I can see that the justification against me is not where I want them to be, because, you know, I need more contentment. I need a peaceful place to live. I need peace within myself. You know, I may have learned some lessons the hard way, but I know that I can see, you know, everything around me, how I struggled, how I did this. Okay, and yes, it's important for you to understand, you know, loving yourself, to comfort yourself. Okay. The prosperities of life are not always just money. It's not always just love. A lot of times it's just having simple things in life and having contentment. Okay. Just happiness and peace. What a prosperity that is. You know, being peace of mind, peace in the heart, just peaceful knowing that everything's fine. Sometimes that's the best. Sometimes it's the best abundance of them all. It's just feeling at peace. And I think, and that's really what you're going to be doing in the near future, is finding that peace, releasing yourself from the suffering and silence. Finding that peace again. It's going to be healthy. and you're going to feel so much better. Okay, and getting into our angel cards. Whoa, that went crazy. Let's put these down. Been using these as my little markers, the oracle cards and stuff, to keep that mat down. Okay, so see what the angels have to say about this. So it feels like where there was havoc, you're going to find the peace that you need in the near future. Angels say forgiveness, take action, take action, improve health, and listen to your intuition. Very important, very important. I'm going to put this one over here so you can see it. So yes, very important. You're going to forgive, improve that health. And this improving health is sitting on top of this suffering in silence. So this is improving that mental health, that emotional health. Listening to your intuition, taking that action. Some of you, if it got too bad, you might even got physical health issues from it, migraines, stuff like that. You know, it does sometimes, you know, overwhelming. It could give us stomach issues, migraines, stuff like that. So however you're improving your health, whether it's, you know, mental, physical, or emotional, or all of the above, because yes, it's very draining. So you're going to be improving that health to get yourself back to where you need to be. And coming up as this Queen of Pentacles is very beautiful because it's really showing how you're nurturing yourself back to your improving health. Okay, through justification and truth, which is very beautiful. And using that intuition is going to really help you improve this health and get you back to where you are balanced and feel like yourself again. Okay, and of course, it will take time. Okay. This doesn't mean this is going to happen tomorrow. This could be 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now because you have the perfect timing. You're putting yourself on a timing scale. Okay, so this is the near future, you know, so it could be anywhere between now and, oh my goodness, it could be, you know, a year from now that you get completely to where you need to be. Okay, but at least the good thing is that you get to listen to your intuition and start that process. Okay. And that was the reading for you. And until next time, my friends, peace and love. Bye-bye.